Hey y'all! I hope you're having a great day. In this video, I would love to set up a scripture writing page with you. I have this crafting paper book. I have this sketchbook that I got at the Dollar Tree, and this is what I have been doing my scripture writing in. I'm working on 1 John. I did chapter 1, and then I have my notes on the back. Also, I have this planner. This is a teacher planner. It's old and I didn't use it, but I was thinking there's got to be a way that I can utilize this. Okay, I think I'm going to just use the top here. This will go with the green and blue theme, so I'll just put that at the top. Find a way to cover that, and we're going to write John 2. This is my double-sided tape. Let's use this. It's got fuzz on it. All right, I'm going to flip it around. And line it up. The edge. And then make it go across the top. Like so. And there is my header for the page. I made it so it looks kind of like a shadow, like it's jumping off the page. And so this is going to be 1 John chapter 2. This paper is not lined. So I don't know about you, but when I write on paper that's not lined, it tends to slant. And in order for that not to happen, I'm going to use a ruler and line it up right with the perforated edge here, because that's a straight line. And I'm going to take the end of the ruler, that's the straight line, I'm going to line it up right on that line. And make a line. But that, is that where I want to start? Actually, I'm going to start up here. So in that case, I'm still just going to line it up right with that edge, like that, so that it's straight, and make my first line over here. I'm going to come back and erase these lines. I think that is a good distance. So what I did is I went with every fourth line. So this line, this line, this line, this line. And that's how I'm going to keep it going, because I think that is a pretty good distance. But let's write and let's see if that works. Adjustments can be made, because you have to remember, when you're doing this, it's yours. You don't have to show it to anyone. It is between you and the Lord. Write that scripture, memorize that scripture, be familiar with it. Writing it helps me become more familiar with it, so I really love to do that. I had a thought as I was sitting here that I wanted one of these stickers on it. I'm gonna use her. She has a green scarf around her waist. I'm going to put some paper behind her. So we'll use this green. Green and blue. There we go. How do we want to do this? Oh, well, maybe I'll like that side better. There we go. Just a little decoration down here in the bottom. And let's put her on the page. I do tend to like to decorate the page before I start writing. I have her feet hanging off the edge because I didn't like the white. So I'm gonna cut that little part off. There we go. I am going to go back in and erase these lines. So they might not disappear completely, but for all intents and purposes, they will be gone. I'm going to keep this line because I have to use it as a guide to mark my next lines. This is a tedious process, but if you go ahead and do it first and set your page up, it really does make things go a lot easier. I did learn my lesson because I did this without guidelines on my page, and I was all kinds of crazy slanted. And I want this book to look good, so it is scripture writing plus the Bible journaling all in one. As I'm doing my scripture writing, I'm doing some art, decorating the page, and then at the end of each chapter in the book that I am writing, I add my study notes. Set your pages up first. I highly recommend doing that so that you don't have it messed up later. Do you all have scripture writing journals? Do you do art in it, or do you just write the scripture? So are you journaling, or are you just doing the scripture writing? I'm curious as to how everybody does it. I know everybody's different. Everybody has their own techniques, and it's kind of neat to share those techniques with people and see how everybody else works. At least I do. I think it's neat because it is a gift from God. So seeing people use that gift, to me, is very interesting. And you might not think that it's good or special because it's yours, but there's probably somebody who is a little less creative, or their creativity is utilized somewhere else, and they think that what you do is pretty neat. I love how God gives us all our own talents, and He also gives us the ability to share those talents with people. There's a lot of bad out there in the world. Focusing on God and making that the center of your life brings so much good into your life and into the lives of those around you. So there you have it. This is how I set up my scripture writing journal page. I do my artwork first, and then I set up my lines to make sure that my writing is straight. I make sure that I do this first, and then I start writing.